Record cold and snow across the Mid-South yesterday, and now another storm. Well, it is on the way. I'll break down how much more snow and ice we could see tomorrow and Thursday, plus the major threats where you live.
And Fox 13 is live with team coverage as emergency and road crews work around the clock. They're trying to keep you safe ahead of this third round of winter weather in less than a week. Plus, we're breaking down what you need to know as power outages grow more and more likely with this third storm, how to make sure you're prepared, even if you're stuck without the heat.
Fox 13 News at 5 starts now.
Well, it was sunny today, but not a lot of thawing out there. The record cold temperatures gripping the Mid-South. And we have Mother Nature working against us again tonight. She's already delivered the 1-2 punch of a winter storm, and now she's trying to make us tap out in the third round to come. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Daryl Green.
And I'm Darcy Thomas in for Merle. It is warming up slightly tomorrow, and I mean slightly, but it will come in the price of the form of more ice, possibly ice, but more snow definitely. Now, here's what you need to know, at least right now. A winter storm warning will go into effect for the Mid-South at midnight tonight. Also, once again, Kroger grocery stores in the Mid-South are going to close their doors at 6 p.m. The city of Memphis has issued a state of emergency ahead of a third major winter storm.
The Mid-South is below freezing for a sixth straight day. Now, to put the bone-chilling temperatures in perspective, consider this. It's colder in Memphis right now than it is in Anchorage, Alaska, Toronto, Boston, and even Montana. Let's go to Fox 13 Chief Meteorologist Joey Sullivan live in Severe Weather Center 13. Joey, you've been talking to us for days. More snow expected overnight.
Daryl, more than 10 days in advance, we were warning people about this deep freeze and how hazardous it will be, and it is. Right now, we're still in the teens with a wind chill that is at 4 degrees. So the positive here, at least we're out of the negative range, but it is still blisteringly cold. As you just heard, the new winter storm warning will go into effect at midnight tonight. We showed you last night that it was a winter storm watch, and we fully expected that to get upgraded, and that just happened not too long ago. Here's some good and bad news. At least we're out of the negatives, but your wind chill tonight, over the next few hours into the evening, if you have to run to Kroger before it closes, you're looking at 4 to 5 degrees, and interestingly enough, it warms up a little bit tomorrow. That's going to be a part of our next weather story. Slightly warmer temperatures as the next round comes through over a 2-day period. We're also including a bigger ice and sleet threat with this, freezing rain a concern. We're going to show you all this storm hour by hour. We're going to talk about the areas that are going to be at the greatest danger for that ice component, and we'll continue that story in about 15 minutes.
All right, thank you, Joe. We'll see you then. Now, we continue our team coverage again tonight, making sure that you're prepared and safe. Our team of meteorologists, you just heard Joey, they're going to continue to update their forecast for round 3 of this blast on an hourly basis. And our reporters are looking at what's being done to get everybody ready in all 3 states. Now, we begin tonight in the Bluff City with Fox 13's Dominique Dillon. She's live in East Memphis. Dominique, the roads were brutal. They're going to be brutal tomorrow, too. Some improvements today, though, over yesterday.
That's right. Road conditions were a lot better today than yesterday. We were out driving around all day, and we saw a lot more cars on the road. You can just take a look for yourself. This is Poplar Avenue, and as you can see, cars are driving up and down the street with no issues. You can also actually see the pavement today, and that's because the city of Memphis spent the day clearing roads, overpasses, inclines, declines, as well as bridges. Now, where people began to run into issues, residential streets like this one. This is East Galloway Drive, and as you can see, there's a blanket of snow all across this street. A lot of people said they had trouble coming out of their driveways as well as making it down the road, but take a listen to this man. He shares how he was able to get out of his home and what the road conditions were like.
The major roads are okay. The side streets are treacherous, but if this sun will stay here for a little bit longer, it'll get better, but it'll be rough tonight.
Now stay tuned, because at 5:30 we're also going to talk with people who made it over to the grocery stores and loaded up ahead of the storm expected tomorrow. Reporting live in East Memphis, Dominique Dillon, Fox 13 News.
Thank you so much, Dominic. Take a look at this video from a neighborhood in Bartlett. Drone 13 shows you a unique perspective of what we were all seeing across the region, snow-covered roads. Now, while the main highways are a little bit better, they are still far from clear. This TDOT camera shows I-240 at Walnut Grove. Fox 13's Greg Coy is joining us in Hickory Hill in Traffic Tracker, Fox 13 Traffic Tracker. He is looking at some of the current road conditions, which, of course, we know are sure to change. They're going to change over the next 24 hours. Good evening, Greg.
Hey, good evening, Darcy. Let me show you where we are. We're in Hickory Hill right now. We're in the community here, and as you can see, the roads clearly have not been paved. So if you're in this community, you're really going to have to pay attention no matter where you live. It's pretty snow-packed and snow-covered. No plows have been through. We've also had a chance, photojournalist and I, Kim Walker, and I got a chance to drive around Winchester Road and Hickory Hill Road. We can tell you it was very inconsistent. At some points it was nice and paved down to one lane, and then the next thing you know, we're riding on a road that is just packed with snow and obviously some ice. One of the big concerns for a lot of people is be very careful when you're coming to the intersections, because that's when we noticed that the situation, the roads and particularly that the intersections were iced over. We're going to get on Ridgeway right now, and as you can see, as I flip the camera over, you can see it's nice in one lane, but if we come up to that red light and beyond, it's probably going to get a little icy. We'll continue in the traffic tracker as we're going to head out to the burbs for 5:30 and 6 o'clock. Live in Hickory Hill in the Fox 13 traffic tracker, I'm Greg Coy, Fox 13 News.
Thank you, Greg. You know, typically in our history, the day after a big storm like this, Darcy, we'd be talking about the melt and it's all over, but by far the worst is not over. TDOT and RDOT officials say that they're more concerned about what's going to happen overnight.
Well, Darrell, we know that workers have literally been out around the clock trying to keep the roads clear, trying to get them clear, trying to keep everyone safe. Fox 13 Siobhan Riley is joining us live in Shelby County. Siobhan, just like we here at Fox 13 have been telling people, they're saying the same thing at this point. If you can, just stay home.
Darcy, you are correct, and the roads are pretty bad, and I just want to flip just so you can kind of see. This is in Bartlett, and I've been trying to get out of this area for the past 2 days just to get to work. I cannot move my car still. My friend was nice enough to take me to the grocery store today, and even when I got out, I still noticed that the roads were terrible, bad driving conditions, and when you look down on the ground, you can see that even though the snow has melted some, it really hasn't melted much. So I just want you to be careful when you are out there, and also just keep in mind that the public information officers for TDOT and RDOT, they said that they made a lot of progress with the sunshine today, which helped warm up the pavement despite frigid air temps. But this is video of what we shot earlier from the highways. This was in Arkansas and Memphis. The roads were clear and much better than what we saw yesterday, but it is still likely going to get worse overnight. Now, crews are focusing on trying to get as much snow off the roads as possible before the next round piles up of what's already ahead.
We have around, 10,000 lane miles that we have to cover. So by the time we get, say, from Memphis to, the Tennessee River, if somebody's covering I-40, that takes several hours to get from one end to the other. So then by the time you turn around and come back, it's a continuous process that we have to continue to monitor and check.
I drove a little bit Sunday morning to get groceries, but I haven't been out on the roads at all. It's wherever you have to go, give yourself plenty of time to get there and drive as slow as you can. I grew up in Kansas, so we did deal with a lot of ice, and I know whenever you hit a patch of black ice, it's important not to brake, which is your first instinct.
And again, you are hearing from someone who is from Kansas. So if she is telling you to stay at home, you really need to listen. The roads are just terrible. Now, TDOT did tell us that they have about 30 plows in the area. Also, their crews helped about 150 motorists who were stranded. So again, if you don't have to be out on the roads, unless you're an essential worker, you really need to stay at home. At 6 o'clock, we're going to hear from the spokesperson from RDOT, and we're going to hear about their preparations coming up. Live in Shelby County, Siobhan Riley, Fox 13 News.
Thank you, Siobhan. Let's take you now to Mississippi. Crews there are working to get ahead of the ice and the snow over the next couple of days. Fox 13's Tony Sloan has spent the past couple of days in North Mississippi. He's talked to leaders today about the cleanup efforts. It's live in Olive Branch. Tony, what they tell you? They having any luck?
Well, Daryl, they say it's not easy for preparation, especially when you have more ice, snow, and sleet and rain coming in the coming days as well. But the mayor did send a statement to us, and we'll show it here on your screen for you to be able to see. He says that as of right now, the Public Works has been out on these streets since this weather started, and so far they've been doing pretty much an excellent job of keeping these roads as safe as possible for those who have to travel for an emergency. We've seen a number of people out on these roads, and he says as of right now they're going to continue to try to do everything they can to keep everyone safe, especially as more threats come in the coming days.
But they should have some type of liquid to put on the highways, something to clean out the businesses and stuff, to make it a little easier for the people, because a lot of people don't know what to do. Like going down my neighborhood, we shoveled. They didn't know what we were doing, you know, but we out shoveling.
If you can just take some plow trucks and just, if you don't do nothing, just put them on the front of your garbage truck. You'll be surprised. Use them garbage trucks that you got and let them plow down the street.
That's some of the people in the local community pretty much saying that they think more should be done to address the issue of some of these dangerous conditions on these roads. But according to DeSoto County, they say as of right now there's an emergency proclamation as far as people being out on the roads and the inclement weather that's expected to come within the coming days as well. But they say they're going to continue to try to have as many public works people out and about fixing these roads and make sure that everyone is safe and try to limit the amount of accidents that could happen while people are out on these roads. Keeping you prepared in North Mississippi, I'm Tony Sloan, Fox 13 News.
Thank you, Tony. Still ahead on Fox 13 News at 5. Preparations continue for this next blast, the third punch, if you will. Looking live at Graceland, snow still blanketing the grounds of Elvis's home. But first, a family of 6 out in the cold after an early morning house fire. I'm going to tell you the mistake that might have caused that blaze.
It's their job to keep order. But when they go too far, who holds them accountable?
I have asked the director to investigate where they were trying to clear the street.
In a Fox 13 investigation after months of calls, emails, and interview requests.
Begging for justice was actually more traumatic for me than just accepting what was happening.
We ask if who breaks the law is more important than the law itself.
They are explicitly looking how to protect the officer.
Wednesday at 9:45 on Fox 13 News.
The pain would like shoot up my heels. I would tiptoe out of bed because my heels hurt so badly. When I went to the Good Feet store, I had a free consultation and free fittings. They allowed me to try on the arch supports. I walked around and I started sobbing because I had no pain. There were no gimmicks. It's just try them on. If it doesn't work for you, then don't buy them.
See if they work for you with a free fitting and test walk at the Good Feet store.
It's important when you hire the largest injury law firm in the world that you're treated in a very personal and attentive way and with respect. That's why every client doesn't get just one lawyer. You get your own team, so you're never lost in the shuffle. And listen to this. You also get our dedicated client satisfaction department 24/7. If you have any concerns about your case, our guarantee is you'll hear back before the day is over. There's only one Morgan & Morgan for the people.
What kind of value are you looking for with your next new vehicle? With Subaru, you get Kelley Blue Book's 2020 Best Resale Value brand, 2020 Lowest 5-Year Cost to Own brand, and Most Trusted brand for 6 consecutive years. No wonder Kelley Blue Book also picked Subaru as their 2020 Best Overall brand. A trusted brand and a proven value. It's easy to love a Subaru.
Right now, get 0% APR financing for 63 months on select new 2021 models.
Here's to the doers. To all the people who realize they can do more with less asthma. Thanks to Dupixent, the add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma. Dupixent isn't for sudden breathing problems. It can improve lung function for better breathing in as little as 2 weeks and help prevent severe asthma attacks. It's not a steroid, but can help reduce or eliminate oral steroids. Dupixent can cause serious allergic reactions, including anaphylaxis. Get help right away if you have rash, shortness of breath, chest pain, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection. And don't change or stop your asthma treatments, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Are you ready to do more with less asthma? Talk to your asthma specialist about Dupixent. If your financial situation has changed, we may be able to help.
This is Fox 13 News.
We know it's cold outside, and we know that you're doing what you can to heat your home, but we cannot say this enough. When you're heating your home, please be careful.
Daryl, tonight, a family of 6 homeless after a fire destroyed their home this morning. It happened in the 2300 block of Forest Avenue. Fox 13's Jeremy Pierre explains the mistake the family says they made that may have caused the fire.
Now, this family of 6 out of their home this morning, but let me tell you, thankfully no one got hurt, but there is a lesson in this loss, and it's a lesson for everyone. Terry Bailey says there's not a night that goes by that he doesn't do a night check while his family sleeps.
I'm a light sleeper, so I just walked through the house all through the night, and I got up, I smelled smoke. First thing I did is just getting everybody together and then find out where the fire was coming from. Like I said, I got everybody to safety. That was my main thing.
Memphis firefighters got the call around 6 a.m. to the home in the 2300 block of Forest in Midtown.
Kids out, and my wife, she's in a wheelchair, so I had to come back and get her. Got her to a neighbor's house.
The Memphis Fire Department is still doing its investigation, but Bailey says he used an extension cord for a space heater. He says the entire wall where he plugged it in caught fire.
You got to watch those space heaters, y'all. I mean, you know, but, you know, when you're living in an old house, you got to keep the family warm, so that's the reason I walk all night. I check the heaters, and thank God I got up in time.
According to the National Fire Protection Association, heating equipment is the second leading cause of residential fires and fire deaths annually in the U.S. Bailey says he's sad to lose his home, but glad to have his family and neighbors to count on.
Thank God for my neighbors. Everybody helped me out.
In Midtown, Jeremy Pierre, Fox 13 News.
So glad that family made it out safely. Fox 13, of course, we want to make sure that you stay safe during these cold temperatures. Coming up at 6:15, we're going to take a look at space heater safety and the safest ways to heat your home.
How about a round of applause for our MLGW crews? They've been working day and night since last week's ice storm to get the power turned back on for everyone who was without. At one point, more than 17,000 people were in the dark. Tonight, that number, as we go to the MLGW outage map, sits at 23. Customers affected, 88. That's just, that's amazing given everything that we've had to put up with here. Again, those crews have done a heck of a job getting out there and getting the power turned back on, but they're also concerned about tomorrow night. Now, look, if you are without power or you need a warm place to stay tonight, you do have some options, too. We've got several warming centers that are open. The Hollywood Community Center at 1560 North Hollywood, again, open until further notice. A second warming center at Ruth Tate Senior Center is open and providing shelter. That's at 1620 Marjorie Street. And a third is opening up at 7 p.m. At 7 tonight, the Fraser Raleigh Community Center on Egypt Central Road. In Arkansas, there are more than 3,000 energy customers without power at this time. The majority of those in central and northeast Arkansas. We're going to continue to keep an eye on those outage maps throughout the next few days.
Well, in preparation for round 3 of this winter weather, as well as dealing with our current conditions, some school districts have canceled classes for tomorrow. Arlington Community Schools, Collierville Schools, Lakeland Schools are all out tomorrow. Students at Bartlett City Schools, Germantown Schools, and DeSoto County Schools, classes will be virtual. As school and business closures come into the Fox 13 newsroom, of course, we are updating our list online, as well as the ticker that you will see scrolling at the bottom of your screen.
Now, most of MATA's services have stopped for the day. The transit company stopped bus, trolley, and MATA Plus services at 10 a.m. today. MATA Plus will provide essential services for dialysis patients, but again, that's essential services only. Also, the transportation to warming centers will continue.
Well, if you live in the state of Tennessee, there is a chance that you could still, may or may not, possibly though, get your mail, but in Mississippi, not so much. The U.S. Postal Service says delivery may be impacted in West Tennessee due to the weather, but they will try to deliver to every address. In Mississippi, all post offices in North Mississippi have suspended their services for the day. Meanwhile, FedEx says that it's dealing with a national disruption at their Memphis hub. There is a potential, they say, for a delay in package deliveries.
It is still hazardously cold outside, between 5 and 10 degree wind chill readings across much of the Fox 13 viewing area. And then we head into this later tonight, midnight tonight, going into tomorrow morning. We enter another winter storm warning just a few days before, or excuse me, after the last one. So here we are on round 3 of winter weather headed our way. And while the scan on Clearview is dry right now and clear, look back here to the west, and this is what's headed our way. This bundle of moisture, part of an upper level trough, part of a wrinkle in the atmosphere, is just going to be making its way across the U.S. and towards us, arriving tomorrow morning. This is roughly 2 o'clock in the morning. We should begin to see some light snowfall. As we head from 2 a.m. to roughly 6 a.m., we're going to see this lighter blue kind of color. That's going to indicate a little bit more moisture. Starting to see snowfall pick up, primarily across Arkansas first, on and off, and then across North Mississippi. We'll call it snow showers. This is where it starts to get a little bit more hazardous. 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, light snow potential here, flurries, snow showers. A little bit better chance in North Mississippi, but this is going to be the difference in this event from the last one. We're going to have a much more amplified ice sort of situation and component down here in Mississippi. Everything in pink indicating freezing rain or sleet as this unfolds. And so in North Mississippi and South Arkansas, be on your nines when it comes to driving. Roads, bridges are already terrible, and we're going to be loading this onto it. As we head into Wednesday night, now we're getting some better snow bands coming through. North Mississippi really seen at this time. You can see West Tennessee, Arkansas, you're still looking at snow starting to come down. And we still got a component here because of the temperatures, which are going to be going up, interestingly enough, getting just below freezing instead of 5 or 10 degrees. That's going to complicate things. That ice is not to be messed with. Packed snow is trouble enough. Then we get a little break. Then we go into early Thursday. And now we're seeing more of the wintry mix. You can see some cold rain, and that could still occur in some of North Mississippi. But it's a mixture of snow and freezing rain, sleet coming through. And look at 10 o'clock Thursday morning. We're still seeing heavy bands come through West Tennessee and North Mississippi. By 1 o'clock in the afternoon, this is going to start breaking down and then exiting. Here's some of our latest numbers. I think we're going to look at least 2 to 5 inches, depending on where you live. Let's say Memphis north. You go south of that, and this is still including Memphis. We've got a good chance of a slight wintry mix in Memphis, but you're heading into a bigger sleet and ice component as you move south, including you get down near Oxford. I think you've got a really pronounced ice risk. And keep this in mind. As we add the threat of sleet and ice into that, that lowers your snowfall total. If you're getting sleet and freezing rain production, your snowfall totals aren't as high. That's why we expect the potential snowfall to be higher up here to the north, a bigger ice risk to the south, and we need everybody to be careful and stay dialed in. We'll continue to update you. I know everybody's got winter weather fatigue right now, but let's not let our guard down. Tonight, single-digit wind chills, mostly cloudy. Snow showers begin early tomorrow. This will be happening on and off throughout the day. Between 7 and 9, your wind chill under 10 degrees. Now, at noon tomorrow, we're actually going to be warming up into the afternoon hours. 17 degrees, wintry mix for lunch hour. Early afternoon into the evening, we're going to be hovering between 27 and 28. I think we'll touch 29, just below freezing. That's a little bit different than what we just saw. This is a little bit warmer, but still expected to be below 32. That occurs Wednesday into Thursday. We'll stay below freezing, hard freeze again Thursday night. Friday's going to be a mess. Then your weekend hits, and we are finally climbing out of the deep freeze. You've got temperatures near 40 on Saturday. Rapid melting should begin, and we're in the upper 40s with a chance of scattered showers by Sunday.
Well, still to come on Fox 13 News at 5. Our coverage of this winter blast continues. We're now taking a look at our T-Dot cam showing I-240. You can see, obviously, that some of the snow has definitely cleared for drivers, but you cannot stress this enough. More snow is on the way. But first, a possible stall in stimulus talks. The race against time to get people some pandemic relief.
Your family has a wide range of personalities, and so does ours. Meet the Volkswagen family of SUVs. Hurry into your Volkswagen dealer today for President's Day deals and lease a new 2020 Tiguan S for just $219 per month.
Mommy, yo estoy bien. I'm okay on money.
Yeah, I'm starting work tomorrow, actually.
Can you tell me if I'm doing this right?
When you leave one comfort zone in search of another, Regions has the people, tools, and tech.
New job? New everything.
To help you move forward faster and brave the beginning.
Because of this, we built the most powerful Ford Explorer ever. Because of this, we built Ford Expedition with best-in-class towing. Because of this, we built Escape with Ford Copilot 360. And because Ford SUVs are built for this, you make Ford America's best-selling brand. Now get 0% financing for 72 months plus $3,750 in bonus cash on a 2020 Ford Explorer.
Every day this month, Fox 13 is celebrating the people making Black history right here in the Mid-South.
Fox 13 celebrates Black history in the making. Sponsored by Blue Care Medical Academy, training caring hands to serve your loved ones.
Why am I so calm right now? Because this isn't a spy thriller. This is a Nissan sales event ad. Right on cue. This Rogue has more standard safety technologies than that RAV4. It's almost too easy.
Hurry in for a low $229 per month lease on the 2021 Rogue.
Tick-tock, time's running out.
If you're looking for a new car this winter, you've got to run the numbers. Let's start with 4. That's how many exciting new Camry models Toyota builds right here in the USA. How about 19? That's how many years Camry's been the #1 selling car. Now when you run the numbers, get $1,000 customer cash on a new 21 Camry. Get $1,250 on a Camry hybrid. Or get a great lease on Camry for $219 a month with 2 years no-cost maintenance included. Run the numbers and save. Toyota, let's go places.
Fox 13 Family Focus is part of our community, driven by a purpose to lift up our neighbors. Now more than ever, that help is needed.
Together with our family focus partner Kroger, we're taking on our community's biggest challenges, helping local families and strengthening our neighborhoods.
Your support helps Fox 13's Family Focus impact lives across the Mid-South and make a difference where we all live. Fox 13's Family Focus is your community connection.
Your family has a wide range of personalities, and so does ours. Meet the Volkswagen family of SUVs. Hurry in for Volkswagen's President's Day deals and get a $500 purchase bonus when you lease the new 2021 Atlas V6 SE Tech for just $399 per month.
This is Fox 13 News.
Tonight, Congress is shifting its focus back to COVID relief. That's after the second impeachment trial of Donald Trump wrapped up last week.
But the main sticking point on this nearly $2 trillion package, should every American get a stimulus check? Now, there's another potential roadblock. That is a disagreement among Democrats over the $15 federal minimum wage. But time at this point is running out for millions of Americans on other benefits as the current relief bill expires by mid-March.
Mixing Black history and the history of Memphis. It makes sweet music for the Memphis Grizzlies. At 5:45, Fox 13 takes a look at what went into making the new Grizzlies game jerseys that pays homage to the legend Isaac Hayes. But first, our big story, the next round of winter weather that's headed to the Mid-South. We've got the latest on what you need to know so you can be prepared. Stay with us.
$50,000 for an injury claim. It might sound good, but what if another firm would have recovered $500,000? Many people get ripped off by the insurance company and their own lawyer. We fight to get you every single dollar. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
There's a healthcare university that's leaving a legacy in the heart of Memphis, a legacy of faith, healing, and academic excellence. At Baptist Health Sciences University, continuing that legacy is a higher calling that includes an expanded curriculum, more advanced degrees, and healthcare programs, so we can increase the number of healthcare heroes answering the call to a career in caring.
The President's Day sale ends Sunday at Bartlett Home Furnishings. Save big with up to 50% off retail. In stock or special orders. Save again with interest-free financing. But hurry, the President's Day sale ends Sunday at Bartlett Home Furnishings.
Why am I so calm right now? Because this isn't a spy thriller. This is a Nissan sales event ad. Right on cue. This Rogue has more standard safety technologies than that RAV4. It's almost too easy.
Hurry in and save up to $72.62 on select models.
Tick-tock, time's running out.
These are real people, not actors, who've got their eczema under control. With less eczema,
you can show more skin. So roll up those sleeves and help heal your skin from within with Dupixent. Dupixent is the first treatment of its kind that continuously treats moderate to severe eczema or atopic dermatitis, even between flare-ups. Dupixent is a biologic and not a cream or steroid. Many people taking Dupixent saw clear or almost clear skin and had significantly less itch. Don't use if you're allergic to Dupixent. Serious allergic reactions can occur, including anaphylaxis, which is severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, or a parasitic infection. If you take asthma medicines, don't change or stop them without talking to your doctor. So help heal your skin from within and talk to your eczema specialist about Dupixent. If your financial situation has changed, we may be able to help.
As winter weather pushes through the Mid-South, Fox 13 has you covered with earlier warnings. We've been telling you for almost 10 days, get ready for an Arctic blast, letting you know how it impacts where you live.
Visibility has been reduced.
The conditions out there are just deteriorating hour by hour.
The snow and sleet is coming down at a very feverish pace.
And as even more winter weather approaches,
we are expecting more snow to be tracking across the southeast.
Stay prepared with Fox 13 News.
This is Fox 13 News.
You know, I know it's so hard to believe this, but first, of course, we had an ice storm last week. Then we had a snowstorm, but now we're about to get hit with both. A third winter storm is barreling toward the Mid-South.
Yeah, it's like we got a straight and then a hook, and now we're about to get a combination.
Right.
And that system's going to bring snow for some, freezing rain and ice for others. Either way, it could be trouble. Now, we're keeping you prepared for what's to come with the information you need to know so you can make the right decisions right now. Now, that winter storm warning goes into effect for the Mid-South at midnight tonight. Kroger stores are going to close in about 30 minutes at straight up 6 o'clock, just like last night. And the Shelby County Health Department has suspended all of their vaccine appointments through Saturday now. Let's get over to Fox 13 Chief Meteorologist Joey Sullivan in Severe Weather Center 13. Joey, here it comes.
Yeah, Daryl, and this one's going to be a little bit unique. Let's talk about what to expect and break it down hour by hour. This is tomorrow morning, 2 to 3 a.m. Snow beginning to drift in, flurries, snow showers on and off as we've been familiar with, and moving across Arkansas and into West Tennessee. By 7 to 7:30 tomorrow morning, I expect this to be more widespread. We're talking about it. Then you get a break around 10 to 10:30 and more on the way in. Around 5 to 5:30 tomorrow night, this is where it gets interesting. In our afternoon hours, let's say roughly 3 to 7, we're going to see warm air moving up from the south, and that's not good for North Mississippi. As we see temperatures start to rise, that's going to warm this area up. I'm talking about Oxford up to Holly Springs. Now you're looking at an increased ice situation, sleet, freezing rain, and it would not surprise me at all to see some of that drift into portions of Memphis. So we all need to be very aware. That continues until midnight Wednesday going into Thursday morning. More of a snow component north of Memphis, a blend to the south, and Memphis sort of in the middle. As we hit Thursday morning at 7 a.m., still looking at some of this ice and snow near Ole Miss, near the Oxford area. Light snowfall still coming through, and we're starting to finally see it break down around the noon hour. It's that influx of warmer air that's going to make things interesting and I think more hazardous as we head south into Mississippi. And again, we're just going to add all these totals on top of what already is out there, and so many of these roads, especially second and third tier roads, are still almost impassable, just packed snow side to side. We're going to take a fresh look at this. We're going to slow it down again and get you ready for the thaw that is finally on the horizon. I got good news there. We'll continue that story in just about 15 minutes.
Thank you so much, Joey. Fox 13, we are doing everything we can possible to make sure you are safe and get the information you need during this winter weather. The major roadways, the highways, at this point, they're somewhat clear. They're okay for drivers. But as Joey has just mentioned, the regular city streets, they are still very difficult to navigate. Tonight, Fox 13's Greg Hoy is in Fox 13's Traffic Tracker. He's joining us in Hickory Hill. Greg, what does it even look like out there at this point?
You know, it's very inconsistent throughout the whole time. I mean, right now, I believe that we are on Ridgeway. I'm going to show you a shot of it. You can see now, you would say, okay, well, that looks really good. But as we come up over this little bit of incline, we're going to come to the intersection. We found a lot of intersections like Ridgeway, Winchester, Knight Arnold. When you get to those major intersections, it's really icy at that four-way with the light, of course. And so we've been seeing a lot of cars spitting out. We've seen a lot of cars struggling to get through. It has been very, very, disconcerting trying to make a turn of any kind, even when we are in the traffic tracker, which has four-wheel. As we approach it, you can see, as Kim, just go see how close you can get up. We are driving on really, from what I could tell, black ice and a sheet of ice right now. So if you're coming onto this community, be very, very careful as we get into this lane. As I'm going to roll down my window and look, yeah, it's a sheet of ice. I'm not sure if anyone who lives out here. Be very careful if you're driving. We've reached out to the city council members in this area to find out if they know that as we're going to go through Ridgeway and Mount Moriah, we're coming to an intersection. As you can see that guy slipping and sliding. Well, find out if they're going to do something, at least try and get some sand out on these intersections. We're heading out to the suburbs. We'll join you at 6 o'clock. Live in the Traffic Tracker, I'm Greg Coy, Fox 13 News.
All right, thank you, Greg. Now, in North Mississippi, the Department of Transportation has already been out plowing roads where they can. In fact, you see in video from TDOT in Panola County earlier today, one of the plow trucks and a chase truck right behind it. But what tomorrow may bring could be a whole lot uglier. Let's go to Fox 13's Tom Dees live in Olive Branch. Tom, you've been on the phone with both MDOT and Entergy. The question is, are they prepared?
Daryl, MDOT telling me, by the way, that ice is a whole lot tougher than snow to get off the roadway. I want to take a look of some video off of Highway 78, which is also future I-22, as some folks call it. MDOT hoped that the sun would come out today, as it did, and melt off a lot of that frozen precipitation that was on the roadway and hopefully make things a little bit easier on them and on any drivers out there tomorrow. And I did speak to one woman who was out driving. She tells me that it was treacherous even though she was out in a four-wheel drive vehicle.
The interstate is terrible. If you don't have to be out here, please don't come out. Just be safe. We're not used to this kind of weather, so if you don't have a vehicle like the Jeeps, you probably do need to stay put in.
Now, one travel lane, by the way, open on the interstate from much of what I could see. I did see a jackknife tractor trailer going up one of the on-ramps. I tried to get somewhere to get some video of it, but there was nowhere safe to pull off to the side of the road. By the way, that woman out there in her Jeep is Rhonda Wright of Olive Branch, Mississippi. She was helping nurses get to work. She's with the Mid-South Jeep Club. They've been acting as drivers for folks who absolutely have to get to work and don't have a vehicle to get there safely. Helping you stay prepared in North Mississippi, I'm Tom Dees for Fox 13 News.
Thank you so much, Tom. Fox 13, we are continuing our team coverage of the winter blast as another round of snow and sleet are expected to hit the Mid-South. As you can see at the Memphis Zoo, the snow from round 2, it is still sticking around.
It's their job to keep order. But when they go too far, who holds them accountable?
I have asked the director to investigate where they were trying to clear the street.
In a Fox 13 investigation after months of calls, emails, and interview requests.
Begging for justice was actually more traumatic for me than just accepting what was happening.
We ask if who breaks the law is more important than the law itself.
They are explicitly looking how to protect the officer.
Wednesday at 9:45 on Fox 13 News.
Want to save hundreds on your wireless bill? With Xfinity Mobile, you can. How about saving hundreds on the new Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra 5G? You can do that too. All on the most reliable network? Sure thing. And with fast nationwide 5G included at no extra cost, we've got you covered. So join the carrier rated #1 in customer satisfaction. And get a new Samsung Galaxy starting at $17 a month. Learn more at XfinityMobile.com or visit your local Xfinity store today.
Take a piece of chocolate if you're the tallest. Take a piece of chocolate if you're better at eating your vegetables. Take a piece of chocolate if you love sharing.
Hey, it's me, your dry skin. I'm craving something we're missing. The ceramides in CeraVe. They help restore my natural barrier so I can lock in moisture. We've got to have each other's backs.
CeraVe, now the #1 dermatologist recommended skincare brand.
It's all-wheel drive season, and when you run the numbers, nobody has more all-wheel drive vehicles to get you through it all than Toyota, including the legendary 4Runner, a top 10 for resale value 8 years running. The full-size Tundra is #1 in its class, and so is Tacoma, the #1 selling mid-size truck. Get $1,000 customer cash on a new 21 4Runner, or a rugged new Tacoma, or get a great lease on Tacoma for $159 a month. Run the numbers and save. Toyota, let's go places.
After a car crash, the big insurance companies you see advertising on TV, they may try to downplay your case and might say it's only a fender bender or it's just a herniated disc. I worry that some law firms fall for this BS. Not us. We put ourselves in your shoes and ask, what would it be like to be in your pain for the rest of our lives? $1 million wouldn't be enough for me. There's only one Morgan & Morgan for the people.
This Checkers Super Loaded Buford belongs to Diego. He just helped his uncle load a few small boxes. So Checkers loaded a lot of flavor on 2 juicy beef patties, like bacon, crispy onions, and get this, our famous seasoned fries on top. Heck of a job, Diego. Time to take a load off and get that super loaded Buford. After all, you've earned it. Get it delivered through our new rewards app.
This is Fox 13 News.
All right, we want to catch up to speed with what's going on with the weather around us and the weather to come. That winter storm warning goes into effect at midnight tonight, Darcy.
Well, Daryl, that's actually expected to bring even more snow and now ice combination here to the Mid-South. We know today TDOT crews, they plowed the interstate to try to clear some room for drivers, but things are not going as easy. We know tomorrow that next round is expected to come through. Make sure you stick with Fox 13 as we continue to monitor the incoming weather and, of course, what is being done to prepare.
All right, tonight, a biotech company, Novavax, says that testing is underway for a new version of their COVID vaccine.
As Fox 13's Samantha Manning reports, this version would fight new mutated variants of this virus.
As vaccinations ramp up across the U.S., new variant strains of the coronavirus are continuing to pop up. These new strains have originated in the UK, South Africa, and Brazil, but a new vaccine test is underway to help fight those variants. The scientists at the biotech company Novavax say they're specifically targeting the COVID variant first identified in South Africa. The new vaccine could move to clinical trials as soon as the lab testing is complete. However, research of the new vaccine is still in the very early phases. Novavax says that the U.S. trial for its original COVID-19 vaccine has reached full enrollment back in January. Early results from a phase 3 trial in the U.K. showed that vaccine to be 89% effective. The company says that if everything stays on track in the U.S., its original vaccine could have emergency use authorization by this summer. Reporting from the Washington News Bureau, I'm Samantha Manning.
We've got a winter storm warning on the way, another cold day tomorrow, and more ice and snow. I'm going to show you where all of that piles up right after this break.
Oh, yeah, dude, that doesn't look good. I know what to do. I'm going to CashNetUSA.com. I can apply in minutes, and if approved, I can have the money as soon as the same business day.
Go to CashNetUSA.com to apply for the money you need.
Just one look, and I fell in love, with you.
At the Great American Home Store, you'll find the most complete selection of sofas in every style you can imagine. Shop online or in-store for the perfect sofa for your home, with additional cash savings or no interest financing. At the Great American Home Store.
A chicken sandwich that hits different. Breaded by hand for a crunchy, juicy bite. And it's Burger King. Yeah, our hand breading is as good as our flame grilling. The new hand-breaded chicken sandwich. Get it in the 2 for $5 mix and match deal.
I'm a member of American Home Shield, which means this faucet may be freaking out, but I'm not.
All good here.
Something's wrong with my AC. It's blowing pretty hard and it won't turn off. Luckily, I'm a member of American Home Shield. My plan helps cover the cost when parts of more than 20 home appliances and systems wear out. If they can't repair them, they'll replace them.
American Home Shield is the largest and pays the most home warranty claims.
It covers things home insurance doesn't, no matter their age. It's a beautiful day.
I've never felt so good. Give American Home Shield a call to find the right plan for you.
800-958-9813. That's 800-958-9813. Hey, Janice!
I'm Corey B. Trotz. If you've been hurt, it's time to lawyer up with NST. Call 683-7000 because we aren't afraid to fight the big insurance companies. That's lawyering up to money up. Hey, how am I supposed to get down from here?
Fox 13 Family Focus is part of our community, driven by a purpose to lift up our neighbors. Now more than ever, that help is needed.
Together with our family focus partner Kroger, we're taking on our community's biggest challenges, helping local families and strengthening our neighborhoods.
Your support helps Fox 13's Family Focus impact lives across the Mid-South and make a difference where we all live. Fox 13's Family Focus is your community connection.
What should we do?
I'm going to CashNetUSA.com. I can apply in minutes, and if approved, we can have the money as soon as the same business day.
Go to CashNetUSA.com to apply for the money you need.
This is Fox 13 News.
In honor of Black History Month, Fox 13's Family Focus is taking a moment to recognize the impact of contributions made by African Americans in our community. Memphis has a lot of history of music and sports, and when you tie the two together, you get something that is truly special. That's what the Memphis Grizzlies did this season. Tonight, when the Grizzlies take the court against the New Orleans Pelicans in a nationally televised game, you'll see that history on the uniforms they wear. Fox 13's Tony Sloan takes a closer look at the Grizzlies' commemoration of soul legend Isaac Hayes.
When you think of Memphis, you think of grit, grind, and of course soul.
We got a lot of talent here in Memphis right now. Memphis has always given talent to the world.
See, this cat chef is a bad mother. For the 2021 season, the Memphis Grizzlies are honoring that legacy with a new jersey dedicated to the music legend Isaac Hayes and the Stax Museum. It was unveiled shortly before the season to represent the rich history of the city.
Who doesn't love Isaac Hayes and Stax Records? So, and then when you put John Morant and Jaren Jackson in that uniform, you knew you were going to have a hit. And I don't mean to, no pun intended there.
But there are some fine lines in the production of the Grizzlies City's Edition uniform. What you see is far deeper than the surface.
They're actually record grooves within that black material. And so it's almost a two-tone black material that look like record grooves. So it's a great way to start it off. As we're talking about a music uniform, about a record studio. The word mark is in the Stax font. The gold and the teal throughout the uniform is both representative of gold records, but also Isaac's 72 Eldorado that's at the Stax Museum right now.
It solidifies Isaac Hayes as just this cultural icon that came from the wonderful city of Memphis and reached, global stardom. And it shows the, I guess, the impact of what a legacy is, and when you do great things, that they last forever.
Hayes died in 2008 at the age of 65. He was best known as the creator and singer of the Grammy and Oscar award-winning theme song from the 1971 action movie Shaft. The Stax Museum says the jersey is one way to keep his legacy going, and it acts as a tribute to the sounds and the artists that define the deep-rooted heart and soul of Memphis music.
I mean, Memphis is the coolest, put simply. And so I think, one of the things that the Grizzlies have done so well with these City Edition jerseys throughout is really just embracing Memphis's cultural past. And to have such an exciting young team, honoring a legacy like Isaac Hayes and, of course, our awesome Cadillac is really great.
The only thing I wish is he was here to see all this dope stuff, all the things that have happened in the last 3 or 4 years involving him. I mean, this right here, this would have brought a tear to his eye.
In Memphis, Tony Sloan, Fox 13 News.
The Grizzlies plan to wear their City Edition uniforms 10 times before the end of the season, including tonight's game. Again, tip-off at 7 on TNT.
We have breaking news just into the Fox 13 newsroom. A warming center that was scheduled to open tonight will no longer be able to do so. The city of Memphis says that A pipe burst at the Fraser Raleigh Senior Center. It was supposed to open its doors at 7 o'clock tonight, but of course it looks like plans have obviously changed. The city says that it will announce a new location soon, and once that happens, of course, Fox 13, we will pass that information along to you. Mind you, we want you to know that there are still 2 other centers that are available. The Hollywood Community Center at 1560 North Hollywood Street is open. Also, the Ruth Tate Senior Center on Marjorie Street is open as well.
And make sure, check in on someone you know, a friend, family, whatever, who may have a heat challenge in staying warm tonight. Make sure that they're okay. These are dangerous conditions. 6-degree wind chill right now. We are leading into another winter storm warning that will go into effect at midnight tonight through 6 o'clock Thursday as this next event rolls through. And let's get right into the mix. We start to see some light flurries build in Arkansas tonight, getting close to midnight and really spilling over as we go into early tomorrow morning. Light snow showers, temperatures staying well below freezing, and that continues throughout tomorrow and Thursday. But let's break it out for you because it's going to be an on-again, off-again sort of situation where we see the flurries, better snow coming down, then we get a break. As we hit noon tomorrow and get into the afternoon hours, this is where it gets interesting. Temperatures are rising throughout the day. That's unique given where we've been the last 5 to 7 days, and North Mississippi is going to be hovering just under that 32-degree point. That's going to throw more liquid into the mix, which can then freeze on contact or occur as sleet, or you could even see a couple of rain pockets in there. That's just going to make things more slick and dangerous, particularly North Mississippi. I'm talking to Corinth, New Albany, Oxford, Holly Springs, Batesville. This is roughly 7 o'clock tomorrow night while the rest of us are looking at snow flurries and showers, snow coming through. That continues overnight into Thursday morning. So now we're still watching this light snow on and off come through, still watching this zone south and southeast of Memphis there in the pink for dangerous driving conditions. Keep that in mind if you've got to travel through that. That's going to be a mess Wednesday, Thursday. Roughly Thursday afternoon, noon to 2. You can see some breaks occurring back here. We're finally starting to see this moisture exit. We're going to be watching a few flurries, chase it out into late Thursday night, and we will be going into a hard freeze again. So where is the greatest ice potential? I still think it is central Mississippi. I think a little bit of a blend towards Tennessee. You can see that it angles just under McNairy County as it moves towards middle Tennessee. I would not be surprised to see some of that ice in the Memphis area, in this zone near DeSoto County, Tipton, Fayette. You might have a little bit of a mix there as well, but the primary threat is right along 55, and you can see North Mississippi, how that blends through. Be careful. Tonight between 7 and 9, a lot of snow on the ground. That keeps things super cold, and the wind chills right around 3 to 5 degrees. Tomorrow morning, here comes the wintry mix on and off, and the temperatures are cold. Again, 7 to 9 is your wind chill with a lunchtime temp of around 17, and then we warm up in the afternoon hours to 28, 29 briefly. And we still see this coming down going into Thursday. Here's the good news. That's it until we get to the weekend where we finally get back up closer to normal, which should be in the mid-50s. As we hit Saturday, Sunday, we start to thaw. It's going to be soggy out there. And as we hit those 50s, keep in mind, we're also expecting as all this snow, not just here, but upstream of us, as it melts, we're going to see that river rise pretty quickly from, it's pretty low right now. It's going to get maybe on the edge of action stages as all that snow melt hits the Mississippi River. Until then, until we get to this thaw, please be safe and warm and make sure and check on those who might be heat challenged.
All right, thank you, Joey. And it's time once again for Local Steals and Deals with Lisa Robertson.
Hey guys, have you ever noticed that sometimes you find one simple thing that makes a big difference, right? That's what this is. This is the Clean Light water bottle, and let me tell you a little bit of a personal story. So for 20 years, I drank nothing but diet soda, literally nothing but diet soda. It's a wonder my brain works at all after all that. And then something clicked and I realized, wait a minute, water would be so much better for me to drink. So I started drinking water, but then here's the problem. I'm a really picky water drinker. I only like water if it's cold and fresh, right? But how do you do that when I'm running around all day? So then I started just grabbing the plastic water bottles and drinking those. But then I'm like, oh, but now, number one, do I want to throw that away? Number two, it's been sitting in my car. Is that a good idea? I don't know. So then I got a personal water bottle. It was insulated. It kept it cold, but it still wasn't a fresh, cold bottle of water. Now I can have a fresh, cold bottle of water anytime I want, even if I poured it 4 hours ago. This is the Clean Light water bottle, and here's what's brilliant. So in the top, I just tap it. See this little light? That means that the UV light is cleaning the water on the inside of this bottle. In 3 minutes, I'm going to have a clean, fresh bottle of water. Isn't that amazing? And it's insulated. So my cold water is still going to stay cold. My hot beverage is still going to stay hot. But in 3 minutes, this is going to kill 99.9% of the bacteria in the water. Even if I poured it 4 hours ago, even if I had it with me at the gym, even if it's been sitting in my car, even if it was at my desk for that long 3-hour meeting, no problem. These right now are one of the hottest things going. And on localsteals.com, you can get them for 41% off. Think about it. You're at the office, you're at home, you're at the gym, your kids are at school. Everybody would love a clean, fresh bottle of water any time of the day.
Every day this month, Fox 13 is celebrating the people making Black history right here in the Mid-South. Her civil rights activism changed the lives of students across the South, but it also prevented her from teaching here in Memphis, the city she helped change. Elaine Turner impacted thousands of lives across the school systems who weren't afraid of her spirit.
They're still here. We still have some of the same battles to win.
Fox 13 celebrates Black history in the making, sponsored by N.J. Ford and Sons Funeral Home.
Front door, garage.
Comfort zones aren't meant to be permanent.
Can we talk about this?
Later. By choice or by chance, things will change.
Want to see something cool?
Regions has the people, tools, and tech to help you brave the beginning.
I'm attorney Mike Montesi. I get injured people all the money they deserve.
Call 526-2126.
That's what God wants us to be here in Memphis, Tennessee. We need to be a catalyst for spiritual awakening, and we do that by loving Jesus Christ.
Join your friends at Bellevue for inspiring worship and powerful Bible teaching from Pastor Steve Gaines every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. right here on Fox 13.
Every day this month, Fox 13 is celebrating the people making Black history right here in the Mid-South.
Fox 13 celebrates Black history in the making, sponsored by Beauty & Company. Shop Beauty & Company for all your beauty supply needs.
People often ask, how much do I have to pay you up front to be my lawyer? The answer is nothing. It's free unless we win. Personal injury, car crash, slip and fall. It's free unless we win. We never take a fee until we win your case. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Are you ready to join the doers? Those who do more with less asthma, thanks to Dupixent, the add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma. Dupixent isn't for sudden breathing problems. It can improve lung function for better breathing in as little as 2 weeks and help prevent severe asthma attacks. It's not a steroid, but can help reduce or eliminate oral steroids. Dupixent can cause serious allergic reactions, including anaphylaxis. Get help right away if you have rash, shortness of breath, chest pain, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection. And don't change or stop your asthma treatments, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Do more with less asthma. Talk to your asthma specialist about Dupixent. If your financial situation has changed, we may be able to help.
For complete winter storm coverage, closings, and delays, watch Good Morning Memphis tomorrow.
Mask up, Memphis, so we can play some ball.
Mask up, Memphis. Protect yourself.
If there's news, if things shift, if they stay the same, you're going to hear it here on 600 WREC. It's what we do, and we're all in this together.
I'm Fox 13 Chief Meteorologist Joey Solopek. As this winter storm threatens the Mid-South, stay prepared by having the power of Severe Weather Center 13 at your fingertips. Download the Fox 13 Weather app on the App Store or Google Play.
This is Fox 13 News.
So many communities across the Mid-South are trying to dig out as much as possible, Daryl, before this next storm hits tomorrow.
You know, I mean, we're all trying it. I wish us all luck. Fox 13's Mandy Rock spoke with leaders in Germantown and Collierville about the road conditions in each one of those cities and how the cleanup process is going.
Well, we've all heard the saying, things come in threes, and that's proving to be true here as we prepare for this next round of winter weather here in the Mid-South. Now, I spoke with both the Germantown and Collierville Public Works Department today, and they tell me right now the main focus is clearing off those main roads, leaving residential streets like these blanketed in several inches of snow. Leaders in Germantown tell me crews have been out since 5 this morning working to clear the main roads and parking lots. They say traffic on Germantown Parkway and Poplar is smooth, but back roads and subdivision streets for the most part have not been treated due to a lack of equipment and manpower. They said larger vehicles with four-wheel drive seem to be getting around okay, but smaller cars are having a lot of trouble. And Collierville crews are also focused on major intersections and overpasses, and they've been out salting and plowing the roads. Leaders say they're working on getting the slush out of the main roads so it doesn't refreeze. And to give you an idea of just how quickly water and slush will freeze on the roads, I want you to take a look at these pair of jeans. Now, I soaked these and left them out for about an hour, and as you can see, they are completely frozen solid. So it is extremely cold out here and very dangerous to be out here in the cold. So if you absolutely have to get out, be extremely careful. Putting your safety first, Mandy Rock, Fox 13 News.
This is